Hey, how are you? Current price of XRP on the coin market cap is 2.85. Ripple XRP is the source of our first week. Boom! The XRP MasterCard will arrive soon. Next week, Maxidest 2020 will be here. Click like if you didn't sell any XRP. If you think XRP will take off, hit the subscribe button and click the like button. We are really near to reaching 300 subscribers. We should aim for today. Ripple XRP will be our following week. An XRP credit card, who wants one? Next week, the Crypto Squire will arrive. Fed September saw a 50 BPS decrease. According to Rick Reeder of BlackRock, the Fed may reduce 50 BPS in September. Rushing liquidity back into risky assets, Powell is anticipated by markets at Jackson Hole on Friday. XRP's dovish Fed tailwind large loads. Let's view this video. Is a person whose name has been suggested as Powell's replacement. Rick Reeder is the Global Allocation Team Head and Global Fixed Income CIO at BlackRock. Yes, we will discuss that later. But go ahead and do it, Rick. If you had to guess, what would Powell say? I'm going to assume that he will discuss balance. He will discuss their advantageous situation. They're still worried that you have some high inflation. You know, when you read the minutes, you discuss. I don't believe that number is all that frightening, you know. Inflation is still running. For the past 3 months, your core PCE has been about 2.8. However, I believe they will discuss high inflation. They're in a terrific position to relocate now. Listen, I believe that they will finally make a cut in September. They can cut farther, I believe. They can cut quicker, I believe. However, I believe that he will discuss how they are in an excellent position to have balanced economies. Personally, I believe they are capable of moving more quickly, but would you call for 50 basis points? As Treasury Secretary Scott Pence has suggested, they can go 50 basis points in my opinion. If you look at the most recent labor statistics, which was recently corrected, I believe the environment. In addition, the Fed minutes that were released prior to the release of those labor figures. You've hired 34,000 positions a month on average for the last 3 months. That's 67,000 to 34,000 if you exclude healthcare, which is not cyclical or interest rate sensitive. You're actually experiencing negative job growth. I believe they could go 50 since you run the danger of stall speed for employment. One thing that I would suggest is that people consider where we are in terms of interest rate change. Simply said, I believe the price is incorrect. You know, we check markets to see how much goods cost. You may calculate 5-year inflation break-evens if you take the current funds rate. The percentage is 2.5%. Actually, it's 242 under that. You're still much above that even if you were able to lower the funds rate by 100 basis points. We simply don't have to sit around 4 o'clock today. By the way, people think it's panic if you turn 50. You just made the announcement. The price is incorrect. To get it closer to the right pricing, we must move it to the right. Please share your thoughts about that video in the comments section below. Smoke, DQG, and yes, Ripple could still buy Circle will be our next week. Don't jump to the conclusion that Circle has no further M&A prospects. Although there is potential for synergies with Coinbase or Ripple, cost was the main reason why the transactions fell through. Public market price discovery may be able to close this disparity and spark new discussions. Circle has visibility thanks to its NYSE listing. Strain is evident in the numbers. 60% of revenue is spent on distribution. Earnings fluctuate in tandem with interest rates and margins are still tight. Investors and rivals will have a better understanding of Circle's situation now that quarterly disclosures are available to the public. This openness might pave the way for Ripple to resume talks. Recorded. And Zave Crypto, the last hope, will arrive next week. Bitcoin and Ethereum ignited the fire, but XRP is poised to take it to the next level. The world is changing quickly. This is freedom, not just money. Are you prepared? Let's view this video together. There are connections between Palantir and cryptocurrency, but I can only conclude that it is undoubtedly bringing us closer to the obvious, a more globalized state, and I am not sure if that is ultimately a good or negative thing. It's up to you all to determine. The secret, in my opinion, will be, well, and here's the special thing that might be the bulwark of optimism here. If you consider the Bitcoin community, we'll refer to them as the Bitcoiners or Bitcoin Maxis. I have Bitcoin, you see. I would always consider it a potential asset. Although I also hold some Ethereum, I think XRP is going in a really exciting direction. And you look at what happened at the Bitcoin conference last year, the one before this year, where Vance came out. However, last year it was Trump during his campaign, and I'm not sure if I've seen that video yet, because I observed body language and the overall idea of how he reacted when that community reacted to him preparing against her. I'm not sure how many times. Alright, what are your thoughts on that video, guys? Leave a comment below. Coin Bureau will be our next week. October is the new date for XP ETFs. Following the temporary denial of all 5 spot XRP ETF applications, CoinShares, Bitwise, Grayscale 21 shares in Canary by the US SEC, October 2025 is the new date for the next decision. By then, will XRP hit new highs? Ripple Zity is the source of our next tweet. In Q1 2026, Ripple will deploy the ROSD stablecoin throughout Japan in collaboration with SBI Holdings of Japan through SBI VC Trade. Ripple XRP, the future Bitcoin, is the source of our next tweet. Let's watch this video, which is worth over 10,000. Since the beginning, Ripple has collaborated with regulators and regulated organizations such as banks where regulatory ambiguity is absent. As a result, we have discovered that XRP's success can be attributed in part to people realizing, wait a second, that XRP is the future Bitcoin. Returning to your original query, will XRP become the next Bitcoin? What are your thoughts on that video, guys? Leave a comment below. Next week, Crypto Barbie will be here, breaking another hint at XRP is dropped by crypto exchange Gemini. Get ready for the events that will take place on August 25th. The Crypto Squire is the source of our subsequent tweet. Boom SPI, the largest financial firm in Japan, just saw its CEO resign. The price of XRP will rise sharply. He does not trade. He's not making any guesses. He is present in the room where it takes place. Let's view this video together. The CU team has many related products as well. Additionally, Ngoji, the XRP, the CEO of the company is XRP. The court will make a decision. Ripple's XRP is a coin, it is concluded. This is an extremely high cost. The foreign capital is us. Capital gain if it sells. The management will step into a positive situation, in my opinion. What are your thoughts on that video? Guys, leave a comment below, sign up.